Walk in the light. I'm not good. How y'all doing?
Hello, Internet. Oh gosh, I'm saying call me the hobo stuff. Anyways, hello. We are here. We are live. We are a show again. Welcome. This is the very first episode of. We don't have a title exactly yet. We're throwing out names for this show. It's going to be a podcast. Hopefully, you are listening to this as an audio podcast. If you're watching it as a video, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. You'll get some little extra nuances and features like facial reactions and stuff as we're talking about stories. But I am Marco Flores from Nerd in the Bay, and with me I have with my old crew from the old show Nerd Roll Call. First of all, I have Princeton King, welcome. He's driving right now because he does Uber sort of thing. So Princeton King, welcome. How you doing?
Walk in the light. I'm not good. How y'all doing? It's so good to be back onto the podcast.
Yeah.
All of us didn't have busy lives, but man, it's so good to be back here on this Nerd in the Bay internet podcast. And so you'll be hearing from me and seeing from me on tonight. I am on my way back home to start to certain area of California. Okay, so but it's so good to see y'all on tonight.
Yeah, man. So he's driving, so please make sure, Princeton, you're just safe and careful on your way driving. Don't be too focused on watching the screen. Just watch where you're driving.
It's all good. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, he's driving right now on his way back home. And then on the other hand, I have Chris Padua, Crispy. Crispy, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Just ready to nerd it out with you guys.
Nerd it out. Oh, okay. We got a saying here now on the first episode.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So this is our very first episode, but we have done shows together before. Let's see. I think around like 2013, 2014.
2013.
2013. We made it. We also had a show on kind of like Google Hangouts sort of thing, where we discussed like nerd culture, like news and such. We covered like video games. We covered like comic books. We covered movies, wrestling, the whole spectrum, like the latest news. But it was back in the day. And
yes, sir.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. So
I say yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it was me, Princeton, and Crispy for that show. We had one other person, but he's doing grown up stuff right now. So shout outs to you, Doug, out there, whatever you're doing out there. But yeah, we had that show called Nerd Roll Call. We were just talking about the news. We were just having laughs. I was recording in like the garage dungeon. Crispy was still had a blanket over his head, and Princeton was still doing his thing as well. So yeah, so that was basically the old show. This is a new show where we're just talking like it's topical. It's not going to be like up to date news sort of thing. So like we're talking about certain topics that come to mind, and maybe we can just discuss like in length of this certain thing. And then like these podcasts, you can like just go like back, like say you're getting to know us like a couple months later, and you want to see like, oh, what was like their first episode. It'll be like kind of like up to date, because it won't be like news, like up to date news sort of thing. It's more on like just the topic itself, and like just our stories, and like we have stories because we all grew up together. So that's the main thing. So this is the reason why we made this podcast. And Crispy had
just hanging out.
Yeah, just hanging out. Crispy,
we're all from different parts of the Bay Area, so
yeah, man. So Crispy actually lit this fire underneath all of us. Like, yes, let's get together and do a show again. I was like, yes, let's do it. So yeah, man.
That's right.
Props to Crispy for just bringing us together again.
Probably gonna be the most brightest one though.
That's literally how it goes. Like when we did the show back then to now, it's literally like how it goes.
I'll smile and nod.
Yeah, exactly. So so the topic tonight, because it's like 9:50 p.m. Pacific Standard. The topic tonight is arcades growing up. So like things like like you're growing up as a kid, you are in the mall, or you're at the theaters, or you stumble upon this like paradise of video games, but they called them arcades back in the days, like in the 80s and 90s and such. So we all grew up in the 80s and 90s. We all played arcade games. But we all had different histories in terms of like what we were brought up with. So the very first thing I wanted to ask you guys, Crispy and Princeton, is what was your very first arcade game that you played? Maybe like set it up like I was at the mall and we're just going to like the toy store and we just happened to see this arcade. So like what was the very first experience of going to an arcade, and then what was the very first arcade game that you actually played? Who wants to, any of you guys want to go first?
It don't matter. It don't matter to me.
Because we dancing. Okay. I will go with Crispy.
Random.
Crispy, what's give us
Close
your Crispy, what's your arcade story? What was like how it like what were you experiencing when you were going to your very first arcade? What were you doing? Were you going to the mall? Were you going to the movies? And then what was the very first arcade game that you played?
Me?
Yes.
Or Princeton.
I said Crispy.
Oh, okay. Well, see, it's funny. My first arcade wasn't at an arcade or at a mall.
Really? Okay.
Actually, at my aunt's.
At your aunt? They had an arcade machine?
Yep. Not an arcade. They had one arcade machine. They had a Pac-Man.
Oh, that is crazy.
Heck yeah, it was pretty tight. So that was my first one.
Okay. Was it like a free play? Or like was she actually taking quarters from the family?
No, she was taking quarters.
Oh.
No, I was playing. No, she wasn't. No, it was fun.
Oh, cool.
That was my first arcade game ever. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. How many hours or like how many games did you like just like delve into that arcade game? Like
not many hours. I wasn't very good at it, to be quite honest with you. But I did go on it. I did try to go on it when I can. When I wasn't playing a system or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's still pretty cool that an aunt has an arcade machine. That would be like back then when we were aware of arcades. I was like the dream fantasy. Like say if you were rich and you had money, you would get like a bunch of arcade machines and put it in like a empty room, and that'll be like your playroom sort of thing.
I have no idea how she got it too. I don't know. Maybe she stole it.
She stole it. Okay. Cool. Oh, what was it like? Was it the very first Pac-Man? Was it like Mrs. Pac-Man?
No, it was the very, very first Pac-Man.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
It was tight.
Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool, man. All right, cool. Princeton, what was your very first arcade experience, and what was your very first arcade game that you played?
Okay, my first arcade experience that I can remember had to be in Shakey's Pizza in Deli City.
Wow. Okay.
You know we owe when you say Shakey's, brother.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Shakey's Pizza had the arcades, and what I did used to play at Shakey's, I believe was Pac-Man.
Oh, so another Pac-Man.
I believe
nice.
it was Pac-Man.
Okay.
I believe it was Pac-Man, and the experience was I was with my Uncle Eric. Uncle Eric, that lives in France now. He's moving back, thank God. But anyways, keep the long story short, he took me with him, and I sat there and watched him, and then he let me play. But I was young.
Yeah.
I still remember it, but I was young. I kind of grew up sheltered, so. But the thing about it is though, I watched him, and then I got on and played myself. He let me get that type of experience. All those other games, I can't remember, but I do remember Pac-Man. I do remember Pac-Man
for sure. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to change the subject, but I think I saw on YouTube they have like a live action Pac-Man game. Like the people are Pac-Man.
Uh-huh.
And they have like I guess people that are ghosts, and they have to try and get through the maze and whatever. They play as Pac-Man. It's pretty cool.
Like live action Pac-Man, or like just another version of Pac-Man.
It's like a game show, Pac-Man.
Oh, cool.
But look,
got some guests there. Hello. Got some guests for our show.
Yes, my brother.
It looks like
Mister from another Mister. Mister from another Mister.
Mister from another Mister.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, man. So cool. Yeah. Like,
he lives in.
yeah, go ahead.
Where do you live again?
San Lorenzo.
San Lorenzo. And my other friend, he lives in Hayward.
Oh yeah.
But we're all from like Daly City, San Francisco. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. More roommates.
Getting the stare
I live
down.
in Stockton, bro.
Yeah. I was like, wait, you say Hayward and San Lorenzo?
Hayward, I like, man, 209, man, 209, brother.
Oh, we'll be Stockton. That's what I meant.
You go.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good, man. But yeah,
I
cool.
mess around. I mess around.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. How did you do when you were playing Pac-Man? Like, did you play like countless hours, or did you just play from time to time when you were able to be there?
I tried. I was like, man, I want to play some more. Because I ran out of quarters. We got no more. I got no money.
Yeah.
So we got to get up out of here. So they know you have money.
Yeah.
But he was trying to spend it all on the game. You know.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah, definitely. Quarters was basically the currency for arcade games.
I didn't want to leave. That was my first start of addiction to video games, man.
Oh yeah, totally.
Get to that stuff, man. And I always want to go to the arcade and go play some video games.
There you go. Cool.
Yeah,
cool. So that's 2 for Pac-Man. My story kind of similar. So my very first arcade experience when Ceremony had an arcade area.
What?
Yeah, Ceremony had an arcade area. So it was like,
whoa.
So I'm not sure what the first store was on where the opposite of Target. I think it was like Montgomery Wards.
Yeah, it was Montgomery Wards.
You go through Montgomery Wards. Yeah. You go through Montgomery Wards, and you get to the intersection where like all the other stores are. So the very first start of the mall area, you can go center, you go straight, you go left to exit out, or you go right to exit out. When you go right, on the left side of that was an open area, which had arcade games. That's where the arcade was.
They should have kept it.
They should have kept it. Yeah, exactly. So I would always...
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Out of all the times that I would go, I would always look around like, what is that? But I was never able to go inside until like one of these days, being at Ceremony. Actually went inside, and you just hear all these lights. You hear all these sounds and see all these lights just going around, and you're just astounded because like all your senses are like what is going on here? But yeah, the very first arcade game that I played was actually the Star Wars arcade game. So it was like the Master Blaster with like the 2-handle like driving thing.
Right.
So if you were shooting, I guess you were the X-wing sort of thing. But it was like all in wires, so it wasn't looking like Mario Brothers. It didn't look like Pac-Man. It was all like wires, so it was like basically like an Atari game sort of thing, but like in an arcade setting. So that was the very first arcade game, and I remember like after that, and I played tons and tons of games of Star Wars. But even after I played those games, I didn't have money. I would still just hang out there, and you know the thing where the kids are they're just playing, right? But it's already a game over, and they're just like watching the demo of the arcade game, but they act like they're playing. Yeah,
I still do that.
You still do that? Okay. But yeah, that was me. So that was me back in the day. So where like, I didn't have money, and I still wanted to like just be there. So I would just like act like I was playing, but I didn't realize that I wasn't doing anything. But yeah, that was my very first arcade experience. Yeah, I wish Ceremony kept that arcade for like longer than they did.
Yeah. Hey, what was that one place that near Ceremony that had like the served Sundays and stuff like that before?
O'Farrell
had birthdays over there.
O'Farrell.
What's that? O'Farrell?
Was it O'Farrell?
Oh, across from Ceremony, right?
Yeah, across the street.
Yeah, that party area where like pizza and candy and yeah.
That's where I used to go.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that place was awesome.
All the time.
Yeah, I think I only been there like once or twice, but the one time I went there, like I was like, what
I went to every birthday.
Yeah, you go to your birthdays at O'Farrell's. That's right. Yeah,
I sure did. I was on, and you know, I was such a wrestling fan. I would always get the Dusty Rose ice cream. It's called Dusty Rose.
Yeah,
God
because
knows.
WWE had the ice cream bars, and they were shaped either they were a bar and they had a WWE superstar on it, or it was actually
Yeah,
shaped like the
Oh
superstar
yeah, yep.
sort of thing. Yeah, yeah, it was
I
like
would
an
get
ice
the
cream
Dusty
bar. It was
Rose, man.
I would get
It
Dusty
was
Rhodes. I
good.
think I remember like Ted DiBiase. I was trying to get like Hulk Hogan and like Macho Man sort of thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
I saved them, but
Oh yeah.
they melted.
they
Unfortunately,
melted. Okay, yeah, you were trying to be a collector, just collect them and keep them. There
gotta catch them all.
you go, like
The
Pokemon,
ice
man.
cream was good.
Yeah, it was an ice cream sandwich, you know. Shoot.
It
But
was
yeah,
really good.
cool, man. Nice to hear those stories about the old days of like Daly City, because I remember because that was that place, O'Farrell's. There was Ceremony, and then there was like a little bit of like pizza places around the area that had like some arcade games. I'm trying to think if there was anybody else. There was like a
Dude, Broadway.
Broadway had, yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll get to that one. But I remember in Ceremony in like the courtyard area where isn't that this is not so much of an arcade like area, but it was a Nintendo station, and then all around the sides were Nintendos,
Are
and
you
then you
for
could,
real? I missed all of that.
yeah. So like there was a Nintendo station, and all on the sides were Nintendos, and it was kind of like those stations inside the mall where it's like they're selling either like the fake Nintendo sort of thing, but it was like Nintendos all around the side areas. So everybody was playing a different game, and then if you wanted to play
Dang.
that game, you had to
Nice.
basically wait in line, and then you could buy games there. So it was like basically before GameStop was even
That
a
was
thing.
that was the GameStop back in
That was
the.
basically the GameStop back in the day. Yeah, totally. I remember that.
Wasn't that
I remember that
wasn't that in
particular.
That's
Sears?
cool.
Wasn't that in
That
the
was in
Sears
Ceremony.
area? Oh,
It was kind of like
okay, it was.
towards.
Okay.
It was kind of towards like the food court area. Before the food court area, like
Right, right,
right
right.
after like the fountain area, like towards the food court.
I
That's where I
remember that.
remember that. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
remember
yeah,
that.
yeah. Totally.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So that they had that. Yeah, like I said, a bunch of small places had some sort of arcade game. So you go to
Man,
like
I'm
your neighbor's like
impressed.
lounge. Go ahead. You missed all of
I missed
that?
all of that, man.
Oh, dude, yeah, man, yeah. There was like,
Yeah, crispy. It was all good.
yeah,
Thanks.
it was a fun area to be. But yeah, the small areas of having arcade games. I'm trying to think if there was any place else in that area. Yeah, you had your laundromat, you had your 7-Elevens, you had your liquor store areas having like arcade games. Um, I remember, I remember one being in downtown, not Broadway, being in downtown San Francisco. This is where I had my first experience with Street Fighter 2, because it was in Market. It was in Market, and they rented this area. It was kind of looking like it was like the inside of a movie theater, but it was just arcade games on like both left and right walls, like a line of them. So they had like a bunch of arcade games, like you wouldn't believe. And I know on the right side it was like 8, 9, 10 arcade cabinets of Street Fighter 2, because that was the newest game that came out. And so all these people were just playing Street Fighter 2 over there and just having competition over there. I was like, what is that? What is that? But I never got to play it until like maybe a year later or so, or just maybe 6 months later. But I remember that place being on Market Street. I think it was like by the strip club area, sort of thing.
I see you.
Okay.
I see
But
you.
no, I was a kid, so I couldn't go in. But I'm just saying,
Dirty little boy.
yeah, there was a arcade area. There was an arcade area in Market Street in San Francisco.
Man, you dirty, dude. That's
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, there was an arcade place in Market Street. I guess yeah, it was by the strip club area, and then the other one,
Crazy Horse.
was crazy. Yeah, the other one was at Broadway. They had their own, again, kind of the same thing that was in Market. Like they owned like what was it, like two like store sizes of like an arcade area.
Is it the one that we used to go to or no?
Yeah, it was the one we used to go to. And it was, of course, it's surrounded by the strip clubs because it's Broadway, it's the red light district area. But yeah, it had all the arcade games there, and then like that place was our go-to place when we were like in our like late 20s sort of thing, or early 20s.
We were there for a long time because
we were there from
late.
we were there from like 8 or maybe 8 or as early as 7 to like closing. Because we were there just hanging out and just playing arcade games and
like quarter, right?
There were some majority. I think majority of them were like 50, 75 cents. It was rare that I think it was like just a quarter. But I think it was like
coin op over here, Sacramento.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, those arcades like that. You had Pier 39. They still kind of have an arcade area there, but like, it's more of the party games, more of the kiddie, like your Chuck E. Cheese type games.
Chuck E. Cheese, yeah.
You also have your Chuck E. Cheese. Back in the day, having like a bunch of arcade games that may or may not be suitable for young kids, but yeah, 80s and 90s, you could just arcade games wherever, and then people just come to play them. I'm trying to think of. Was there any other places like either in San Francisco or just like in the area that you remember that had like Round Table Pizza? Round Table Pizza usually has an arcade or 2 or 3. Bunko Land, exactly. Yeah, Round Table Pizza had theirs. What else? Crispy, do you know any of that?
Experience.
Yeah, and like or like the Neo Geo, like 4 games in one sort of thing.
Right.
Crispy, do you remember of any arcade like areas? Like
no, you named every one that I went to.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So,
so I'm listening them off. Okay, I'm listening them off.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. All right. So yeah, we had Round Table.
I obviously didn't go out much either, so apparently
fine.
I didn't know until Frank had an arcade. I mean, I'm ceremony.
Right. Oh, dude, this was like 80, like 85, 86 sort of thing.
Yeah, that's about
like when I remember. Yeah, when I remember that there was like an arcade area. I'm trying to think. Well, because you go to your liquor stores, you go to your pizza places, you go to your laundromats, 7-Elevens. They would have like an arcade or 2 there. I'm trying to see. Okay, well, we can move on to the next part. Well, when you went to an arcade place, what were like the go-to games that you guys played? Like every time you went to an arcade place, like I had to play these games because one they're there, and 2 like these are my games sort of thing. Not to say that you were beasting in them, but like the games that you usually go to are there. Like what were the go-to games that you played every time you went to an arcade game? Kristen, let's go with you.
Okay.
Kristen, I choose.
What's that? Hey, hold on.
Now you good?
I'll eat some chicken.
While you're driving, what the hell? And doing a podcast?
The go-to games.
That's straight multitasking.
Multitasking. Right. Hold on. Give me 1 minute.
You good. Okay. I'll redirect. Crispy, what were
the... Yeah, go redirect. Yeah. Get back. My bad.
I think he's choking on the chicken.
Ranch or barbecue sauce on the side.
Choking my chicken, bro.
Okay, Crispy, what were like the go-to games that you went to whenever you went to like an arcade area?
For me, it was mainly sports and team games.
Okay, name some games.
Like Blitz,
yeah. Oh, like the Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
Oh
Blitz.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Okay, so
that
Blitz.
Was a game, boy.
Like NBA Jam sort of thing.
NBA Jams, and then like what you call it, Golden Axe, Simpson.
Oh yeah, Golden Axe. Oh, the co-op. Yeah, man.
Those were my games, man.
Yeah, cool, awesome. Okay, cool. Any other games that you remember, like you had to go play?
It was mainly those.
There's those.
Anything had to do with sports or team co-ops,
They didn't really have any much sport arcade games.
No.
Back then.
It didn't matter to me. They had
Blitz, NBA Jam, cool for real.
They had NBA Jam. They had NBA Hang Time, but they weren't really that
Hang Time.
Like in around the 80s. Like either they were super serious games, like super serious football games. I mean, like I think Tecmo Bowl was like there was a Tecmo Bowl like, arcade here and there, but I remember playing Tecmo Bowl playing on the Nintendo more so than like playing on the arcade.
Yeah, I think that's why I got into sports so much.
Okay.
I was like the co-op. I like working and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree with you. I grew up on co-op as well. Princeton, are you good now?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So, what are your go-to arcade games? Whenever you were at an arcade.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm coming down the Altamont
No, you're
Pass,
good. You're good.
but
You're good.
that's why I was kind of cutting out.
Okay. Okay.
But the go-to games I would go to play, I would play Tekken.
Tekken. Okay. There you go.
I would play Tekken. I love Tekken. You know, that was my thing. I used to love to try to use King. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, because the wrestler, man.
Yeah, he was a wrestler. Yeah.
The luchador wrestler, dude.
Right.
He's wearing a Jaguar mask.
Right. And I used to play NBA Jam.
Yeah.
I played Blitz too. I played
Blitz?
Blitz too.
Yeah.
Man, Christy brought some good memories when he said Blitz. That messed me all up when he brought that one up.
What teams were you guys picking? I mean, I was picking 49ers because 49ers.
Niners all the time.
Yeah,
it was always Niners.
Okay.
Now.
What were the other teams? Did you pick any other teams?
Nope.
If, say like, okay, it was just straight Niners.
No, I didn't pick no other teams. Just Niners.
Okay, yeah. See, that's how faithful we are, basically. You know, when you play a sports game, you don't play anybody else. You just play your team.
But the Niners.
Yeah.
Also, I had I played WWF Superstars.
Oh yeah.
Macho Man, Big Boss Man, Demolition.
Oh, I played that too.
The WrestleFest, right? WrestleFest was one game.
That was called WrestleFest.
Yeah, where you can do like singles wrestling to get the belt, or you can do tag team. I usually went to the tag team mode, so I can have 2 players. Yeah, I would usually pick like. Go ahead.
I lost all the damn time. I don't know why, but I lost.
It's
I
all right.
never get to the belt.
I think I've gotten to the belt like once, but then I was putting quarters in. It wasn't on my single play, but like, because when you put in additional quarters, you get additional life, and I think that's how they get you. Because you can't. I feel like you can't survive on the one life bar or something. But yeah, that was cool. Yeah, WWE. So yeah, of course.
Yes, sir.
Was there anything else? Yeah, blue ring, or sometimes they have the cage.
The cage was cool too.
Yeah, man.
Oh
cool.
Man, that was good memories, man. Good memories.
For sure.
I got messed up on that Blitz though. Blitz got me.
That was my game.
Dang.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, me too, Crispy.
You guys played NBA Jam, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys pick just the? I mean, well, there was the first game, right? And then there was like I think version 2, or maybe like championship edition, where there were more players. But which teams did you guys pick there?
I think I picked the Bulls.
You picked the Bulls? Okay.
Yeah.
Because you had Jordan and Pippen.
I don't
with that one.
Was Jordan in Jam?
Jordan was in it. Jordan and Pippen.
Because I was always picking the Orlando Magic because of Shaq.
Yeah, because Shaq and Hardaway.
I'm just kidding.
And Hardaway.
It was Shaq and Hardaway. Shaq and Hardaway. Yeah, exactly. So I would always pick Orlando Magic because one it was you didn't realize that you can break the glass on like your first or second try, and then Shaq had like the most dunking power out of everybody in that game.
How about those combos though?
Yeah, man, those combos, dude. But then you don't realize that, like, oh man, no, making 3-pointers, if you can make as many as possible, that wins you the game. Not so much of like just going up to the to the rim and just doing dunks all day.
That's the only game that you could goaltend. Like you could.
You can't. You could just push, or elbow or something like that.
Oh man, I used to be so mad when people did that to me.
Yeah. Oh, before you're about to dunk and then do the push, yeah, that was broken right there. But that would get you salty. Go ahead,
I would use Utah Jazz sometimes too.
Yeah.
It was John Stockton and
Karl Malone.
And what's that dude who fight Dennis Rodman in WCW?
Yeah, Karl Malone.
I'm a Rod Killer. Karl Malone.
Yeah, man.
I would use him.
Yeah, they were pretty. They were pretty good. They were pretty decent.
Yeah.
And then when
Yeah,
version 2 came out, then I would pick the Warriors, and then I think I'd pick like Chris Webber and like Chris Mullin sort of thing, the team.
Huh, I think I did.
Yeah, it was Mullin. It was Mullin and Webber, and then before it was like Mullin and Thompson, I think.
Yeah.
I can't think that he got traded to Sacramento. I can't think of his name.
Chris Webber.
Think of his name right now. But yeah.
Okay, cool.
That was good days.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so my go-to games were, definitely Street Fighter 2. When I really got into it, I was playing Street Fighter 2. I was not that great at Street Fighter 2. It was more so like the later games that I was getting better. But yeah, always playing Street Fighter 2. Let me see. Final Fight was one because I love beat 'em ups. That's what I grew up on.
Oh my god! Final Fight.
Final Fight, yeah. Mayor Mike Hagar, Cody Travers, Guy.
Right.
Yes, Queen.
Oh my god! I used to play that mother too. Final Fight. I still got the music in my head.
Yeah, man, dude. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So yeah, Final Fight. Because I was brought up on beat 'em ups and then fighting games. Double Dragon was another one if they had it there.
Yes. Double Dragon. Oh my god.
Double Dragon,
man.
Yeah, man.
Double
Dragon. Double Dragon if it was
there. I'm sorry.
When they start the game with punching a woman in the gut, that's when you know the game starts.
Golden Axe, dude.
They had Golden Axe. Golden Axe was there. I remember playing more Golden Axe on the Genesis than I do playing in the arcade games. But that was me. I'm trying to think if it was anything else. Your NBA Jam, of course. You play. Yeah, your NFL Blitz. What was that? What else? What else was there?
You farted, dude.
I was like, what was that? What else was there?
Sorry about broadcasting. Sorry.
Yeah, Crispy crop dusting right now. I'm trying to think of what else. I remember because another one of my stomping grounds when I was growing up was Manteca water slides. So we go there almost like
I'm in Manteca right now.
You're in Manteca right now. So when Manteca water slides was around,
Manteca.
I only been there once my whole life.
Oh really? Oh man,
Here, I'll drive past it right now for you.
So Manteca. When Manteca water slides was around, they had an arcade area. I remember Toki, like this monkey that would shoot fireballs and such. I remember that game.
Malibu.
Malibu. Yeah, Malibu. Oh, dude, gosh, how can I forget? Malibu was a place as well in Redwood City. And then in that same area, they had laser tag as well. Qzar.
Yep.
Qzar.
Let me see.
Oh my god.
Remember. So I remember, Toki and Manteca water slides. I remember Punch Out being there, but I didn't really play that there.
Which was that one? What's Punch Out?
Punch Out. So it wasn't actually the Nintendo Punch Out. It was actually the arcade version where it's Little Mac, but it's like he's wired. His face is wired, like green wires, and then like you have like the two of the handles, and then you just you move it back and forth to simulate punching. So it was weird. It was like twin sticking, sort of thing. I'm trying to remember. And then like there was two screens. There was the screen in front of you as you're playing, and then there was like a screen on top, which is kind of weird. But yeah, there was some Nintendo games that had that same like setup for the arcade games. Yeah, I remember Punch Out being there. I remember what else? Super Off-Road. I remember Super Off-Road was a driving game where it's a muddy track, and then you guys are all trucks, and then you put in quarters to get like to push the turbo really fast. I remember that game.
I don't remember that. I remember Cruising. Is it called Cruising?
Cruising USA was definitely a game.
Yeah, I remember that one.
But I remember Super Off-Road. That was a game where I grew up on as well. Because you were able to pick. Yeah. It was like you were able to pick the three players. You're like red, blue, either yellow or white. I don't forget what was the third color. But yeah, there was that. There was like this game called Fighting History. It was just like a rip off of Street Fighter back in the day. What else I remember? Because because every time I would go to Manteca Water Slides, they would always switch out arcade games. So like I remember like a lot more than like usual. Let's see, anything else. Go as growing up, like more on the teenager side, it became more like when we were all together as a crew. Like we were playing like King of Fighters, we were playing like Street Fighter Third Strike, we were playing.
Correction, you guys were playing. I was a spectator.
But we were all together. You were a hype man. That's what it was. You were our hype man.
Get him!
Yeah.
You guys played against somebody in Broadway.
Yeah. We did. We were like a little esports crew sort of thing back then. Because we all get together, and then eventually we all get together and play Halo. That was usually our thing.
Oh my God, you ain't lying.
And then we were like, we had heated matches, and we visited people at their location, at their house, to play them at Halo, and then kill them, like score wise, and then leave. Basically, that's what we did.
Right.
But yeah, let me see. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Tekken was a big proponent in our lives. Like Tekken 3 and 4. Let me see. Yeah, Street Fighter Third Strike, Capcom versus SNK 2. Yeah, we played that like tons. I remember. Let's see. There's one that's escaping me right now. We played Initial D. Initial D was like very prevalent, at least in my life, because we had those cards.
I'm thinking really bad right now.
We had those cards, and like, yeah, we were just driving and like you're just like copying the anime. Yeah, it was
Initial D.
Initial D. It was a driving anime, and they had arcade games.
Yep.
They brought to
that anime.
They brought to Pier 39. Awesome. Yeah, they brought to Pier 39, and there was a crowd over there. And like we would just be absorbed in the crowd, but like we didn't really interact with them. We just played. A lot of times we lost, but anyways, yeah. I think I picked a second card too.
Can I tell you a story about that?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I tell you a story about that?
Yeah.
Okay. First time I heard about Initial D, I watched the show at your house, Marco. I watched the movie that came out one day from Stockton.
Yeah.
And I watched the movie at your house, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I get back to Stockton, like I get at Stockton, but I go to Tower. I went to Tower Record, right?
Okay.
And they had some Initial D movies.
Yeah.
And I said, oh yeah, that's that show Initial D, man. That show was tight, man. I like that show.
Yeah.
And this Cambodian dude, right? He said, well, what stage are you on? What the hell is you talking about? I was stage am I on? I let this feel like he was crazy. Because man, they got different stages to the show. I like different. I said, I seen it one time. You know what stage is on? I just watched the damn movie. Shit, I don't know what you're talking about. Who got a custom? Oh my bad.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So yeah, like as the Princeton was saying, he was saying there's stages, and with Initial D, like the seasons were called stages. That's what it was. So stage 1 was season 1. Stage 2 was season 2. Stage 3 was like it was just a movie, and the stage 4 was like like that. So
you guys ever make it to stage 4?
Yeah, they did. I think they're at stage like 5 or 6 right now.
Oh, dang, okay.
So they're still going. Yeah, man. Yeah, totally. I mean, we would play that at Pier 39, and then I remember playing that at Malibu. I remember this. Metreon was a place that was there. When we were at Malibu and we found out that it was an Initial D arcade game, we were all heavy into watching Initial D, and then we go there and we see somebody cosplaying as one of the drivers from the Initial D anime, and we were like, I think we were kind of like joking, like we were heckin' laughing. It was like, I can't believe he would just dress up like an anime character and then pick the exact car and do the exact like mannerism sort of thing. But he wasn't that good at the game. But I guess he just wanted to be like a weeaboo sort of thing. So I remember that. Yeah, like you said, Metreon had an arcade like setup over there. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah,
sure did.
Tons of games that were out there, especially since it's the Bay Area, and then like Sony is like in Foster City, and Capcom and EA. They're all here in the Bay Area. So like, I guess all these games that would come out would just be in these local arcade game areas, and then people just try them out and see what works, see what doesn't. Let me see. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. Guys, moving on, what was the games or game that you guys were absolute killers on? Like nobody can touch you. Whenever you play the game, or let's say like whenever, like yeah, you go to an arcade game and they kind of know that oh my goodness, this so and so, like watch out for him, sort of thing. Like they knew who you were because you were an absolute beast at the game. Like
oh shit, none of them. I was a beast at nothing. No, I was a beast at nothing.
Yeah.
I played. I was never beat.
Yeah.
I thought I was good at Tekken. Until I played you. I was hot in the mud. I ain't never told you this.
Oh, you've been salty.
It's been over almost 20. It's been over 20 years. I didn't mean to tell you this. I was mad as hell when I lost to you.
You did.
I was like, God dog.
Oh,
I ain't never got my butt whooped like that. not in Tekken. That's how I went to Shakey's with all these people places. And I went beat people in Tekken.
Yeah.
Man, I met somebody that whooped the brakes off of me, man. I'm like, that damn Marco Flores, man. That's something, man. Oh, man. I thought I was good at Tekken, man. And you whooped my behind. You ain't gonna believe that's been over 20 years, right?
Yeah. No, I believe that. Yeah.
I feel old, man. Shoot.
That's where all my energy went. It went all into Tekken and not at school, which yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So
I got whooped in your house.
That was usually the place. Yeah, my house was usually the place where we all just kick it and play video games and not do our homework and just
yes, sir.
Just be teenagers and all that
stuff. You ain't lying. What the heck was homework back then? I regret it now, though.
Yeah.
I better do an Uber to make some money.
Oh man,
kids,
yeah. So
let me say this. I'm trying to cut you off, but kids, let me say this: don't do what we did. Do your homework. Get your education.
Yeah,
you want to be an Uber driver like I am, all right? So go ahead. I'm done.
You're good. Oh man, yeah, you're good. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, so Princeton said not really any, but he played a lot of games, but he wasn't. Yeah, I guess he wasn't so great. But Crispy, you said the same thing. Not so much of like I was like I was an absolute beast at the game.
I thought I was like the beast at like Blitz.
Blitz?
But no, I played some kid and he whooped me and walked away, and like even nothing.
You gave up. But I remember you and I think like you and Eddie or you and Jeff would like have like games on Blitz all the time at Eddie's house, sort of thing.
My game is actually WWE.
Mm-hmm. Oh, SmackDown, right?
That was SmackDown. That was my game.
Yeah.
I had a strategy and everything.
Out of all the games that I was like either okay or like good at, whenever we played SmackDown, Crispy was untouchable. It was literally untouchable. I couldn't beat him.
Really?
I couldn't beat him. Yeah, SmackDown. I think the first game,
I have
right?
a strategy. That's why.
Whatever. Yeah. So what was the strategy when you were making your guys?
See, I'll pick the finishing move first.
Right.
Then I'll do little moves that will set me up for my finisher.
Finisher, I got you.
Yep, but then all my moves would be based on that finisher move. So if it's at the head, I'll work on that. And then I'd add like submissions to it, even though it's not a finisher. I use submissions just in case I need it.
So basically, you were thinking like a wrestler, where you pick a body part and you demolish that body part, and then once they're ready to do the move, then you do the special move. That's
for me, it was mainly legs and the face. And the
okay. Yeah.
And they're all like simple moves too. No one uses them, but
because they weren't flashy or
exactly.
That's what it was. They were direct. They were quick. They were hard to counter, and it led up to your special, which I think I remember getting like aggravated, like, dang, how come I can't beat him? Beat Crispy, what the heck?
And my coworker, dude. My coworker used to talk so much smack. I'm like, all right, dude, let me just come over and we can play. So the first game, I'm like, all right, cool, let's go play. I saw we could do all right, whatever. He talked so much smack. The second game, I didn't let him do anything.
Nice.
So he was quiet. So
You ain't lying.
Yep, he's like,
You ain't lying.
okay, I'll give it to you.
You're pretty good. You're pretty good.
Hey man, you pretty good, man.
You are.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did pretty good, man.
Oh
But
man, yeah.
I wasn't trying to play today. I was trying to play today.
Yeah. I wasn't really trying.
I let you win.
Yeah, my characters weren't in this game. I need to bring my memory card.
but
My memory card because it has my characters, and my character is like all 100.
I was glitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's glitching. And you know what else I was good at though?
What's that?
I was
What
good
game?
at WCW Uncensored on Nintendo 64 and WWE No Mercy.
Yeah. Those Aki games for Nintendo
Aki
64.
games,
Yeah,
man. I love those games.
WWE,
Yeah.
WWE 2000. You had your WCW. I think
2000, yeah.
Uncensored, or I forgot what it was.
Uncensored.
Uncensored. I could look it up right now. But yeah, we had that.
Yeah.
There was like 2 WWE games that came out that were for the N64. Let me see. Games.
Hey, Crispy, I love
Yeah.
that 64 though, man. That Nintendo 64. I
Okay.
love that thing, man.
So WCW, NWO
I like that
Revenge.
Dreamcast.
Yeah. So WCW, NWO Revenge. We had WrestleMania 2000. We have WCW versus NWO World Tour, and then we had No Mercy.
I didn't play World Tour.
Let me see.
I did play World Tour. I had World Tour. I own World Tour.
Yeah,
World
Tour was it, and then we had WCW NWO Revenge. That might have been the one that came out for like America, sort of thing. Okay, but yeah, WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy were like the WWE versions of that game, and like we made characters. We delved into hours and hours into that game. Me and Princeton were a tag team. Like Crispy, I think I made Crispy was like a single specialist sort of thing.
I did. I liked the technical players. I liked Rey Mysterio or Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
You know,
totally.
I used to dress like him and everything. No, I was playing.
have those like housing pants or something.
You know, I wish we did what my cousin did. Right. And his friends, they would actually have a actual belt. Like a tag team.
I know. I wish we had a belt too. And then we just had that around.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh,
it's never too late.
It's never too late. It's never too late. Somebody's got to put in the money for the belt.
Got my tights.
You got your tights. I got my mask. Yeah. Shoot.
Yeah. Cool. So that was cool. That'd been nice if we did that.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Let me see. Was there any other games you guys were like beasting on? Yeah, you said SmackDown. You said Blitz. Princeton, what'd you say again? Did you say Tekken? No.
I said Tekken.
You said Tekken? Okay, yeah.
But damn, you brought up Double Dragon and Final Fight, and I was like, I did play those games. You know?
Yeah.
I'm back in Stockton now. I'm
back
home.
Cool.
I think
I just in my truck.
It was a game called, I'm not sure if it's called Galaxy. It's like a plane that goes on the bottom, it goes side to side, and there's alien ships that goes on top. You have to try and shoot it.
Like Space Invaders or like Galaga?
Space Invaders.
Okay.
Space Invaders, I remember that.
That's an old game.
That was one of my favorite games too. I was pretty good at that too.
Centipede was another game. Okay. You know.
Hey, they have that in the arcade.
Yeah, totally. I think they have it at like a barcade.
They have
in the city now.
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster has it? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Big old screen too. Is it Dave and Buster's?
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
I know they had it.
I gotta hit up a Dave and Buster's because we have a couple and I have yet to get to them. But yeah.
I've never been to one.
Never been to one? It's pretty good. It's like an adult Chuck E. Cheese sort of thing. Okay. But it's also it's for adults. Yeah. But it's also like an area like usually Dave and Buster's would be an area where like, you know, shenanigans would happen, like kind of like where the cops would be called sort of thing.
You have to ask for Dave and Buster's too, because you'll meet them. They'll beat it. No.
Yeah,
Oh,
Gabe
wow.
and Buster
Wow.
in a dark alleyway.
Wow.
They're cool people.
Okay, just don't get into. What was the Dave Chappelle like? Don't get into a sleeper hole because otherwise your butt will hurt the next morning. So, anyways, so I think I guess the Beasting Arcade. Well, yeah, Tekken. I was focusing on Tekken. Let's see. I was focusing on like a lot of the fighter games. I was really getting into the fighting games at this point, playing like Street Fighter 3 and Third Strike, and I said Tekken. Then there was Soul Calibur and Soul Edge sort of thing.
Oh man, that was horrible. Soul Calibur.
Yeah. I've been trying to think what else. I mean, King of Fighters, like me, Ray, that crew. We'd be like an esports team and just trying to go from arcade to arcade, try to beat the locals.
King of Fighters, is that the one where a guy throws his sunglasses?
Yeah, that's him, the grappler. Yeah,
they used to be doing that.
Yeah, that's right.
Ray used to have sunglasses. At us.
Yeah, he throw. Yeah, oh yeah. So that was K.
And Grandpa.
So, but yeah, Ray would pick K. And Grandpa. That's right. And Grandpa, the good old Jeep Cherokee.
Oh, man. Good old time.
Literally. Who was it? Was it you
Rest
or was
in
it
peace,
Eddie?
Ray.
Yeah, exactly. Rest in peace. Was it either you or was it Eddie that almost like died in the trunk because the trunk opened while we were driving?
Oh, that wasn't me.
Was that Eddie? That might have been Eddie then. Yeah, because
I mean, I remember when me and Eddie was in the trunk, and then we were leaving Chinatown, and we were doing some things that we were making sounds that we weren't supposed to. Right. And the guy was just nervous. The dude that was like taking us out of the parking lot.
Yeah,
he dropped the coins and everything. It was funny. We were shaking the car. It was funny.
We were just causing a ruckus being kids back in those days. Man. Yeah. So Tekken, Street Fighter. I remember King of Fighters. I remember Capcom versus SNK. Trying to think what else was there. Initial D I was trying to be good at, but I picked a weaker card, so I had an uphill battle on that.
Dude, I'm just scoring. Hey, so you can't.
So we're not trying to say the obvious.
Yep.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Oh man. But yeah,
driving games were kind of hard though.
Driving games was pretty. Yeah, you need some skill.
And I didn't have that skill.
It's okay.
That's why
I wasn't okay either. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, but when you talk about driving games, where it's not so like competition heavy, but they were fun in a party setting.
Yeah.
Like Daytona USA, if they had the actual 8 players,
that was my favorite.
8 players, like all the cabinets at Daytona USA. I remember seeing that in the Reno sort of thing, or Las Vegas. Let me see.
Dude,
Initial D, you had your Cruising USA. Cruising USA was fun. Your San Francisco Rush, I remember that.
Yeah.
Let me see. What else?
Dude, Daytona USA, when I used to work at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
When we were slow, everyone took turns playing that game.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Beat times, right?
Yeah, it was fun, man.
That's cool. Yeah, man. Yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else. I feel like I feel like I'm.
Taxi.
Yeah. Crazy Taxi. Oh man, Crazy Taxi was so much fun. I remember. I usually go forward on the start, but there's usually like a expert pickup fare in the back behind, when you get your start jet. You hit reverse and back up, try to get it, and then go. Trying to think. Anybody else?
Good question. Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, I got my headphones in. Okay, cool.
No, you're good. I think that's pretty much it because I'm drawing a blank. Otherwise, there's. Yeah, I mean, I was really into video games per se, so I guess I was pretty okay in some of these games. But I couldn't beat Crispy on SmackDown. So.
Hey, you was a beast in Street Fighter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like I said, I was playing Street Fighter because I was really into it. So I did okay, not too bad. What were you gonna say, Crispy?
No, I don't. I totally forgot.
My boy Mike. I heard clapping. Who's also is a master out here. I said I always want to see y'all two.
Oh yeah, you would always mention that you always want us to play.
The muscle. Oh. There you go. God.
Man.
Pull the muscle. Oh my God. Sorry.
You pulled the muscle. I was like, like your calf.
Yeah.
You have cramps?
Yeah.
That time of the month, huh?
I know. Oh man.
You're gonna do something to me, huh?
Yeah, you need some water, dude. You sound like you're dehydrated. You know?
Hey, that's what happens when we get older, dude. We need to stretch before we get out of the car.
Exactly. That's what I was feeling on my calves after I took Muay Thai.
Oh, okay.
All
right. Muay Thai. I'm jealous.
That boy bad.
Dude. But yeah, I think that'll pretty much do it for the show, the episode, our very first episode. We're still trying to figure out what our podcast title would be. I mean, I'm personally going towards honey walnut prawns because that's very prevalent in our history with all of us. We also have some other names, but we'll still try to figure that out. But this is our.
I want some now.
You want some now? Nice. Yeah, it's been a little bit since I had some. So.
Hey, I think it'd be cool if we all just get together and just go hit up Silver one day. Well, they're still open, but
yeah, I think so. I think now, I think they were because it was Chinatown. They were overpricing us. I feel like they were overpricing us.
You know what? I don't remember ever paying. I'm not sure if I paid.
What? You never paid?
I don't remember.
Oh man.
Okay. I'm not sure if someone paid for me or what.
I think that's what it was. Like, yeah, I think we all just paid for you all the time then.
Well, I don't pay for any of this stuff.
Coming in Chinatown?
Yeah. We used to go to Silver. This restaurant. I think it was Silver on Silver, right? Wasn't the restaurant?
It was like Silver on California and something. Yeah, it might have been on Silver actually.
What was the name of the restaurant? Silver?
Silver Restaurant. That's what it was called. By the playground.
Yeah. Oh, that's where I had my birthday.
You played your birthday. Play tic-tac-toe and tag.
Wait a minute. There's a time nobody supposed to let me hang out to pay the whole damn bill. I just thought about that. Who was it? Oh, yeah. I them old Rugrats from Westmore.
Oh. Yeah.
Walk out. I ain't forgot about that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that crew, man, dude. But yeah, I think that pretty much will do it for the episode. Guys, let us know what you guys think of this episode. If we're either doing too many tangents, well, it doesn't matter because it's us. We'll tangent because we're brothers. We'll do this. We'll do this all night, but we have work in the morning, sort of thing. But grown up life. But yeah, let us know what you guys think of the episode. Let us know in the comments. You know what? I should have opened up the chat because maybe somebody was trying to chat with us.
Do we have any viewers?
But I don't think so. But I didn't. I've been looking around and I didn't see anything. But next time I will need to have chat up. But I did private this video. Did private this episode or this live stream. So maybe that's why. Maybe if I go public, then everybody will see it. I don't know. Because remember, Crispy, we tried it when we were test running it, and then for whatever reason we had a viewer. So and I thought I put it on private. Yeah, they kept showing up. So pretty cool. Yeah, guys, let us know what you guys think of the episode. If we're doing all right, if we're doing too much, let us know in the comment section down below. As always, let's see, Crispy, where can they contact you? Do you have a Twitter? Do you have an Instagram? Where can they hit you up and either want to ask you questions or just want to get to know you better?
Well, I do have an Instagram, but I'm pretty new to this whole thing. So how do I figure out? How do I
right now? Hold on.
You need to get on top of that so people get to know you, man.
Well, I have
You do have one. It's just you haven't really been active on it.
Yeah, it's crispy _ Pata
Okay.
Underscore 69.
Oh, what?
Hey.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Try to hit up that Tinder.
Yo up, son?
Okay, crispy pata, crispy underscore pata underscore 69. Is that what it was?
Yes, sir.
Do you have like a Twitter at all?
I don't have a Twitter.
You don't have it, so you should get on Twitter. It's actually pretty
Hey,
good.
I'll get Twitter as soon as my phone has enough memory to add that freaking Twitter.
That's true. That's true. That's if all else fails, you can also use Twitter on your laptop just to check out stuff.
Oh,
you can do that. You can also do that. It's not just a phone app thing. You know.
Okay.
I mean, Wolf, you have 2 followers right here. Once you get that set up, so you know.
I'm going to set one up.
Cool. Yeah. All right. When you do, you let us know so we'll plug you, and then you get like followers and followers.
Anyways,
you just post stuff. You post like statuses, like whatever, like today sucks. Hashtag Mondays or something like that. I don't know.
I like Fridays because it's close. It's one day close to Monday.
There you go. You can do it like that, man. Be like a motivational speaker sort of thing. Followers.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, Crispy, let us know when you have that Twitter, and then Crispy underscore Pata underscore 69. Why 69? I don't know.
Hey,
Princeton.
Wink.
Princeton, where can they find you? Do you have a Facebook? Do you have a Twitter? Do you have a Instagram? What do you have?
I have a Facebook. I got Instagram. I got Twitter.
Cool.
If you want to reach me on Facebook.
Hi.
I don't know how they do it, but just request.
This is where age comes into play, because
you see Princeton King in Stockton, California. That's where you can reach me.
Okay. Cool.
Instagram is pastor_P_King.
Okay.
I don't know what
right.
anything else with that Instagram. I don't know. That's what it is.
All right.
Hey.
What's up?
On Twitter, you can reach me at Preach King.
Yeah, that's right.
At Preach King.
Yeah.
On there, so you can reach me on those 3.
Yeah.
And all I gotta do is tell y'all, center, middle.
Yeah. Nice. What's up, Chris? Did you have something?
Kristen? Hey, what's up with those new slang words though?
Well,
have you heard
what?
them? Like wet. Like there's one that goes like, "Oh, that's what's up? Oh man, that's wet." What does that mean?
You can. You know what? While we're here, I'm gonna look it up.
Urban Dictionary. Right?
Urban Dictionary. Wet.
Or what is it?
Hold on.
What's the other word? There's some.
Don't worry, I got y'all.
All right. Okay. I have one.
I'm gonna break it down for y'all real quick.
So which one do you want?
Both.
Okay, so there's the direct one where a girl is in the mood sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
That one.
I don't think it's that one.
Hey,
that's
I got
wet.
My son here.
Okay.
Hey,
go ahead.
I got my son here. He's gonna answer your question real quick.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Crispy, ask the question.
So when someone says, "Hey man, that's wet," what does that mean?
Like, that's cool. It depends how you say it and how you word it. That's
okay.
Like, if I see shoes like some good old Jordan, I'll be like, "Those are wet." Like those.
Okay.
Okay. It's kind of like saying. Is it kind of like saying, "Oh, that's tight"?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay. No, because someone was like, I think it was my sister. She's like, "Oh, that's wet." I'm like, I don't know, dude. That looks pretty dry to me. So I was confused.
Oh man, I literally not have felt old until this happened.
Yeah, thank you.
Right outside. Thank you for that definition answer. Oh man. Anyways, so that's Princeton King. That's Crispy. You can reach me at Marco Polo 177 at Twitter, and then you can also reach me at Nerd in the Bay also on Twitter, where posting up all the videos and all that stuff, all the shows, and so and so. We have a Facebook page, Nerd in the Bay. We have a Facebook. We have a. What else do we have? I'm trying to think. We have a Facebook. We have an Instagram, the Nerd in the Bay. We also. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Marco Polo 177 and at Nerd in the Bay on Twitter, and then Nerd in the Bay Facebook, Nerd in the Bay Instagram, and all that stuff. But guys, there's Pepe. Thank you guys for watching or listening, whatever, however you're doing this. Thank you for either watching or listening. We prefer that you would actually listen to it as an audio podcast. But if you are actually watching, we really appreciate it. It gets to the watch time minutes, to the new YouTube changes, which a little bit of a downer, but it also is a challenge. So like, I'm almost actually there with the 1,000 subscribers. I just need to get the watch time minutes up there now. So guys, thank you very much for watching or listening, however you're doing this. We'll see you guys next time. We don't know what the topic is. Well, we're going to throw it up in the air. And then once we go live, we'll just talk about it. Guys, Crispy, thank you for being here. Princeton, thank you for being here. Guys, we will watch you. We will catch you guys up next time for the next episode of whatever this will be called. So, guys, we are out. Thank you. Have a good night and rest of this week. So, peace.
Hey, God bless.